Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Trump reveals what was discussed in meeting with Joe Scarborough and Brzezinski. So these are the two radical left hosts on MSNBC that have told you for the last 10 years that Trump is Hitler and he's a fascist and he's all the things, right? Well, they had a meeting with Trump, and I'm going to show you Trump's reaction to that meeting. I'm also going to show you what they had to say on the very next episode of their show after meeting with President Trump, how they reacted to the meeting and their sudden tone change on Trump. But real quick, before I show you what they talked about in their meeting and show you what they said on their most recent episode on MSNBC about their new outlook on Trump, here's just an idea of what they've said about Trump over the last several years. Hey, real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity. You're helping push this video out to more people to help spread the truth.
Praise for Hitler from, again, Donald Trump's longest serving chief of staff, and talking about Hitler's generals.
Nobody gets a pass at talking like Hitler or fancying Hitler. The normalization of fancying Hitler and wanting his generals, his cozying up to dictators, his obsession with Hitler that has now come out, what he has said about our veterans, and what he wants to do with the military against his political adversaries. It's all huge news. This is the future that we're looking at in the next Trump term, if there is one. But this is what voters know right now, that he is killing us. I'm talking about us women.
So yes, they have both been a part of, and those were some of the milder moments. I mean, I could show you probably hours of footage spreading all the hoaxes, all the things that they tried to get you to believe about Trump before the election. And don't forget that she just said that you're an idiot if you don't believe their reporting on Trump. Trump says media is vital to making America great again, vows to work with free, fair, and open press. In an exclusive interview Monday morning, the president-elect said he is in the process of transforming America into the greatest and most powerful country in the world. Trump discussed his relationship with the media and how he plans to interact with the press in his second term. Now, this is one thing. So Trump says that the media is a vital part of making America great again, but it has to be free and fair and not push all these hoaxes. Are they suddenly going to turn around and be fair and tell you the truth? Well, no. We must continue to put the pressure on them. We must continue to not allow them to get away with everything they've been getting away with, misleading the American people and, just creating all this vitriol and division and the scare tactics, the divide and conquer that the media is a part of, along with the elites. Even though the media has been his number one enemy for the last decade, and yet they want you to believe that Trump is the fascist. He's the one that's going to be like Hitler. He's going to use the government to go after his political enemies, even though it was the left that was doing that, literally. I mean, every step of the way, the left uses their power to still kill and destroy. And yet Trump is the fascist. And they want you to believe that the fascist is saying that I'm not going to come after you, even though you came after me. I just want you to be free and fair and open and tell the truth. That's so Hitler-like. Trump said, I received a call from Joe Scarborough requesting a meeting for him and Mika. And I agree that it would be a good thing if such a meeting took place. Many things were discussed, and I very much appreciated the fact that they wanted to have open communication. In many ways, it's too bad that it wasn't done long ago. Trump added that they congratulated me on running a great and flawless campaign, one for the history books, which I really believe it was. We talked about various cabinet members, both announced and to be announced. As expected, they like some very much, but not all. The meeting ended in a very positive manner, and we agreed to speak in the future. Trump said, if not treated fairly, however, that will end. The media is very important to the long-term success of the United States of America. Trump said he obviously had the upper hand at this moment. And while many others are calling for meetings, I am not looking for retribution, grandstanding, or to destroy people who treated me very unfairly, or even badly beyond comprehension, he said. I am always looking to give a second and even a third chance, but never willing to give a fourth chance. That is where I hold the line. This is very cordial of Trump. A lot of people would say that they shouldn't get any second chances, that we shouldn't allow them any grace whatsoever. But I would say, and I've been very outspoken, you know I am very much against the lamestream media and their lies, but I do think that grace is important, in that we should show grace, but be unwavering in the truth and stand our ground. And people will see the difference, as they have already seen. It was a historic victory. People saw that how Trump was being treated unfairly and all these lies and hoaxes by the lamestream media. And now you have the media putting their tail between their legs and come running, asking, saying, hey, please, hold on. We didn't mean any of it. Well, They did. They tried to destroy Trump. They tried to destroy America, and they tried to destroy the American people. But we didn't let that happen. By the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, the left's plan was thwarted. But here's a taste of what they had to say. Now listen to this, a complete reversal, a complete tone change.
Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications.
Now, one thing you're seeing here is they're trying to make it sound like they were the ones in charge of the meeting, right? Like, we told Trump that we didn't see eye to eye, and that, still trying to sound tough, still trying to make it sound, still trying to play to the leftist base, because the left is going crazy over this, by the way, of course, because the left has made a rule that you are not allowed to be cordial in any way, shape, or form, that they have a clear enemy, and that enemy must be destroyed. But you can also tell that they're trying to sound as if they're open and willing to talk and open to hearing that the fact that overwhelmingly America rebuked their radical left agenda. Are they really open to it? No, but they have no other choice right now. And sometimes when you're given no other choice, it can lead to actually being opened up to the truth. That's why we should pray that their hearts are softened and that they start to realize, wait a minute, we've been a part of the problem. I know it's a long shot, but nothing is impossible for God.
In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful. He was upbeat. He seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? Because you've been calling him Hitler and a fascist, and you've been calling anybody and everybody that voted for Trump, that supports a more conservative outlook for America instead of the radical left agenda that Biden and Harris have been pushing the last 4 years, that has brought absolute destruction to society, to everything, the economy, entertainment, everything. You look to your left, you look to your right, everything is covered in the radical agenda of the left. And people are sick and tired of it. It's destroying people's lives. And so that's why, Mika,
for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
Now, why on earth would this be so important to them? It's not like they just suddenly woke up and went, hey, you know what? A majority of America, it didn't fall for our lies. They lied about everything that they possibly could, and it did not work. Well, one of the reasons is because they know that if Kamala would have won, they could have continued on with their lies and gotten away with whatever they've done behind the scenes scot-free. That's not the case anymore. Now, Trump said that he's not looking for retribution. He's not looking for revenge, but he is looking for them to stop lying and start telling the truth, be free, fair, and open. And that is something that is foreign to mainstream media. Because if these people are willing to sit there and lie every single night, straight to your face, with the destruction of America in full view, then what do you think they're capable of doing off the camera, outside, in the private spaces where no one can see?
As somebody close to Donald Trump told me this past weekend, this is a president who's not seeking re-election, so maybe, just maybe, now could be the time for both parties to get to work. And I know, given the jarring headlines that we read every day, that may seem like a stretch. I will tell you, a lot of Democratic leaders we've talked to this past week, since the election, have told Mika and me it's time for a new approach.
Is anybody surprised? Like, what do you... So, again, we can't be foolish. We can't let our guard down and think this is just coming from a place of virtue, that they just want to suddenly work together, that they don't suddenly want the destruction of half of America, well, all of America, but half the American people, of Donald Trump, of conservative values. That is not how any of this works. They're scared. I mean, you know, of course they're going to be scared. Look at everybody that Trump is appointing. And, you know, they're the ones that have been dividing America for years now. They're the ones that said that there absolutely is zero tolerance for conservative ideas. It must be eradicated. If you don't sell your soul to the radical left machine, then you must be eradicated and destroyed. And now they're suddenly the ones that are like, yeah, no, we've been all about unity. We've just been putting the truth out there in the headlines, and so it's not our fault. We've always wanted unity. In fact, Trump's the one, whether you like it or not, really, Trump's the one that's appointing people like Elon Musk, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard. These are people that were Democrats. Look at Psalm chapter 2 with me real quick. Listen to this. Why do the nations rage and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us burst their bonds apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heaven laughs. The Lord holds them in derision. Then he will speak to them in his wrath and terrify them in his fury, saying, as for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. He laughs at those who try to sow discord, who try to create destruction, and who try to implement their own futile ways. The Lord is not intimidated by them. The Lord is in control, and it is the Lord's will that will be done, no matter what. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video.